Alright team, check-in time. Wilds has been out for almost a full year now, and Capcom, somehow they were able to do it. PC performance is kind of fixed. I've seen an improvement in performance myself, and I don't feel like I'm asking my computer to solve quantum physics whenever I boot up Wilds. Now I know, this channel's been non-existent for over a year, but I'm finding myself more, let's say interested in Monster Hunter Stories 3 than Wilds these days.
Order up!
Let's talk about it. How has Wilds been for the past year? Well, we've had the following. Walk-in chats.
Can I go? Is it okay if I go?
Fucking go! Go! Just go!
An open world map in which you just fast travel everywhere through the menus. But high rank almost felt like playing an actual Monster Hunter game. And hey, Mizu's back again. Yeah, let's just keep ignoring the elephant in the room here. And however the heck you pronounce this thing, he's great in Wilds. I just keep running out of slinger ammo underwater, so I don't know, maybe I'm not doing it right.
I need more bullets! I need more bullets!
Steve is back. No. And we have some arch-tempered monsters too, which are pretty much expected at this point. And the Monster Hunter meta subreddit needs something to do, you know? And Hammer definitely got some love, which I'm obviously grateful for. The more offsets, the better. But Artian Weapons? No, I mean, come on. I'm not legally obligated to comment on these things. I get why Artian Weapons are a thing. It's the same reason why Sephi Jiva weapons and Kulf Taroth weapons were also a thing, to have a repeatable grind at endgame for players. But Wilds has now cemented one thing for me. I prefer the afflicted material grind in Sunbreak with anomaly investigations. I want crafted monster weapons to actually mean something for the entirety of a game, because Artian Weapons just came in and made every other weapon choice effectively useless. How would you not use the weapon that can get more attack, more affinity, and just comes with 3 triple slots? I get that layered weapons are a thing and kind of mitigate the issue, but ultimately Artian Weapons and the like don't make me feel like I'm playing a Monster Hunter game. There's gotta be a better solution to this. Even 4 Ultimate had the infamous relic weapon grind. Having Brachydios weapons just be the best weapons in the game in 3 Ultimate was kinda not all that bad in my opinion.
Am I a joke to you?
Overall, if performance on PC wasn't such a big issue for Capcom, then I think this past year of Wilds would have been just like World. The game would have stayed relatively popular, and the online discourse of the game would have stayed mostly positive. But now Capcom have to deal with this uphill battle, and they haven't even announced the expansion yet. They really gotta cook up something here. And to address a different, much smaller elephant, the last upload to this channel was back in November of 2024. And if you're one of those 600 subscribers that is now rediscovering a vague memory of this channel, that's alright, because I am too. I have been taking a break from Monster Hunter. I've been, playing World of Warcraft.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the f***?
How has there not been an expansion announcement for Wilds already? I mean, what? I had all this hype going into the release of Wilds, and once the game was actually out, that hype deflated so fast. I did have this whole part of the script here where I would discuss how I feel the spirit of Monster Hunter has been slowly dying since the start of the modern Monster Hunter period with Monster Hunter World. But I then realized that most of that spirit consists of walking up to a monster at the start of a hunt, missing your paintball, and then chasing after a literal shadow, hoping to see a hot air balloon that you can wave at for an ounce of hope before you inevitably just restart the quest and say goodbye to the last 15 minutes of your life. But it's okay, I know. Everyone just argues why the game they started with in Monster Hunter is actually the best game. So why the long break, Mr. Struck by Fluency? Really, I think I was more disappointed with Wilds after its initial launch than I had realized. Sure, the forced walk-in chats of the story were very annoying, but that was a thing in World as well. Low rank had the initial excitement of a new game with some new monsters, but the pacing of it all just felt bad. Where's my incentive to actually craft some stronger armor or a new weapon? And Wounds, albeit now nerfed since the game's launch, literally carried me through high rank. But really though, my core issue with Wilds rested less on Capcom and more on me. I was simply burnt out on the series. Once I beat the story in high rank, I basically dropped the game until Title Update 2, and even then, I didn't really start playing again until just before GOG. It has been quite the stretch of time since the release of World, 2018 by the way, which is 8 years. And I didn't miss a beat with Monster Hunter starting in 2016 with Generations. That's 10 years of playing every release at launch, and then the expansions afterwards. And I realized two things. The base game into the expansion release cycle is kinda lame. And when I'm not enjoying a game, I should just take a break. So to avoid this becoming a Monster Hunter Meme Man video, I'll refrain from diving into this too much. And Capcom obviously knows this, but for me, unless they start throwing in some new weapons or some real incentive to pick up the next base game, I don't see why I shouldn't just wait until an expansion drops for each Monster Hunter game moving forward. But I will say, the past few months, I have reconnected to Wilds, and I've been playing it again with a friend of mine that basically introduced me to the series back in Generations. A shout out to Mr. Bill. Oh. You gonna do another one? Oh my gosh, Billy, you're nuts. His head is red, but I can't get there.
What the hell?
What?
What is this?
Why are there here a bomb? Didn't have it last time. And as I've gotten back into Wilds, I have to believe that Artian Weapons are gonna stay in base Wilds like Rampages did in Rise, and the extra game polish and monsters that, of course, the expansion will bring to the game will turn it into something fantastic. Because, I mean, look at what they did with Rise. Rise was alright, I guess, but then Sunbreak was an actual game with content and fun mechanics. And yes, of course, I'm still salty about the stupid wirebug spam that Hammer especially had to endure throughout Rise. And although it also had its own issues, Sunbreak was phenomenal. So, where does that leave us now? Well, my goal with this channel was definitely to have a creative outlet for myself, hone some of my editing skills, and hopefully make some entertainment for people to watch. And there is something else to it. This channel is called Struck by Fluency, which doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, which is by design. It's been hinted at in my channel description, but I'm a person who stutters. The logic was that whenever I have a video idea, I'm struck with inspiration and fluency, followed by my thoughts and words that simply flow out of me. And actually, another person who stutters, Tyler1, is kind of an inspiration of mine for being a person who stutters that simply broke through what I'm sure was many challenges for him and his journey with stuttering. Less than 1% of the global population stutters, so finding others to relate to is quite rare. Oh, and here's one of my favorite quotes from him.
They were literally doing yoga, pieing people in faces, cutting hair, while stop stuttering!
So that being said, my channel was also meant for me to utilize years of speech therapy and to just practice public speaking. And I've been going through a bit of a rough season with my stutter, so here I am. I do edit a lot of blocks and stutters out, but I'll probably start being less heavy-handed on those edits moving forward. And as far as content, I'm going to take it steady and not necessarily follow a schedule quite yet, and just worry about creating videos I'd enjoy watching myself. Monster Hunter, both Wilds and Stories 3, WoW or other MMO content, with less of a focus on obtaining a following and just doing my own thing. Content creation for Monster Hunter has definitely blown up with Wilds, and there's so many great creators out there that genuinely care about the series, and I'm ready to put my voice out there again. But yeah, Wilds is finished. Honestly, I'm anticipating public perception of Wilds to turn almost completely whenever the expansion drops. Unless, of course, needing to, fix their game on PC made them run out of time, and we won't have much content ready at the start of the expansion. Oh, how the cycle goes on. I really do hope they get it done and have a successful expansion for Wilds, but I'm not ashamed to say I'm sort of already looking forward to the next installment of the series, especially if it's more in line with Generations Ultimate or Sunbreak. I mean, all you have to do is just bring Generations Ultimate to PC and all will be forgiven, Capcom. Wow, what a time for that to happen. Wow.
I hit the midair.
That's lit.
Mid-air blow.
Mid-air blow.
Yeah,
That was sick. What an ending. Nice, dude. That's what I'm talking about.